most of you already know, I spent the majority of 2024 at home in Colorado, kind of helping my parents with work around the house, some yard work, getting a lot of saddle time, taking in some theater, hanging out with friends, and getting a lot more saddle time. And then it was time to get back on the road come September to head back to the East Coast. So Virgil and I got everything ready and hit the road. Minus one tiny setback, somehow I lost the lock on my locking hitch, and then off we went. What is that, buddy? Well, they're goats. Goaties! Our first stop was the Harvest Host location in Abilene, Kansas, Rowan Tree Farm. They specialize in Pygora goats and baby doll South Down sheep, and we got a tour of all the little critters on the farm and purchased some of their products, their honey and homemade soap, before turning in for the night. Driving from Colorado to North Carolina takes me about 3.5 to 4 days, so I like to get super early starts. We made it all the way through St. Louis, Missouri to Benton, Illinois, where our next Harvest Host location is called Easy Camp. You can find it in the app. It's some full hookup RV pads in front of a man's storage. It was really convenient. The next morning, we found a Scooter's Coffee, which my sister highly recommended, which gave us the fuel to get back on the road for another day's worth of driving. This landed us at our next Harvest Host location, the Delmonico Winery in Baxter, Tennessee. We got settled in before I went inside for a late lunch, early dinner, and enjoyed beautiful views and delicious food. With plenty of daylight left, Virgil and I did a little bit of exploration in the immediate area. These beautiful train tracks ended up being incredibly interesting to Virgil and beautiful photogenic opportunities for me. They are operated by the Tennessee Central Railway Museum, which features vintage rolling stock, providing excursions out to Watertown and back, like wine tastings, mystery trains. You can see their lineup here. They also have this really cool 576 restoration, so I feel like I need to make a trip to Nashville just to see this place. We rounded out the day with a bit more R&R and turned in. This is the second time I've taken this route out east, and guess what's here in Crossville, Tennessee? Buc-ee's is the highlight of any trip. If you've never stopped in, I highly recommend it. Both times I've made this trip out, staying in Lebanon and Baxter, Tennessee, respectively, that last stretch to North Carolina is one of the longest travel days. It takes a good bit of driving the entire day. I want to say it's like an 8 or 9 hour trip to get across the state line, but we finally made it to our destination in North Carolina. I've stayed at this park before, and it's one of my favorite stays in all of my travels. It's really beautiful. There's lots of woods. It actually feels like you're camping. There's plenty to see, lots of kind of nature trails to walk around, and no shortage of things for Virgil to sniff around and stalk in the tall grasses. Of course, I revisited my old haunts like Bright Penny Brewing and settled in for the next phase of our adventures. There is more to come from the East Coast, so stay tuned. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Comments and thumbs up really help my algorithm. Thank you all so much for your ongoing support, and I'll see you on the next one.